What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another class at the Burndown Academy. I'm Eric.
I'm Justin.
In today's class, we're going to teach you how to travel with your cigars, how to keep them safe, how to keep them fresh, what to bring high-end wise, what to bring low-end wise. So stay tuned because it's the Burndown Academy.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Burndown Academy. Class is now in session. We are going to show you how to travel with cigars. So we're going to go through the bare minimum, the cheapest way that you can travel with cigars, all the way up to some of the more classier, a little bit more high-end cases that you can use.
Absolutely.
So Eric, what's the bare minimum that you need to travel with cigars? How are you going to keep them safe? How are you going to keep them fresh? Let's say you don't have one of those hard cases. What can you use?
The bare minimum, you're out of town, your house burned down, you're in a flood, you lost everything.
Well, hopefully your house didn't burn down.
Well, God forbid.
Yeah, I hope let's hopefully get your house.
What I'm saying. But you got nothing to hold your cigars in. The easiest thing to do, good old Ziploc bag.
Boom.
This thing gets the job done. You put your cigars in, it keeps it nice, fresh and tight, and you put a little Bovita pack, and you're golden. It doesn't get any much easier than that.
And I want to point out, this isn't one of those cigar bags that you get from a cigar shop. This is a simple sandwich bag made by Ziploc.
Ziploc, baby.
So all you got to do, let me put my stogie down. All you got to do is you get one of these.
That's it.
You throw your cigars in there, right? You throw them in there. You put a Bovita pack in there. You zip them up. Now these are going to stay fresh no matter where you're going.
And what I usually like to do, I don't like it a little puffy. I kind of will just push the air out, make everything gets aired out of there, zip it up, and bang, it's Ziploc. Good to go. I can go to California for a week and still got fresh cigars.
Piece of cake. This is the easiest way, okay? This is the most simplest way, the cheapest way. However, this doesn't provide a lot of protection because the cigars are kind of exposed. They could get crushed. They don't have a hard shell like some of the cases we're going to show you in a little bit. So what we would recommend you do here is if you're traveling on a plane, put these in your carry-on, okay? Don't put these in your check bag because if they're in your carry-on, then you can ensure that they're going to be safe. You can hold them. You can make sure that the bag doesn't get tossed around and crushed. If you have to put these in a checked bag, put them inside something that's safe. Wrap them in clothes. Wrap them in a pair of jeans. Yep. What I like to do sometimes, I slide them in my shoe. I put like something soft around these. I put them in my shoe because my shoe's got a little bit of a harder shell. I'm going to have my shoes on the bottom. They're going to be wrapped with some clothes on top. So it'll keep them safe because that bag is going to be tossed around. People don't know what's in it. People that are working at the airport, they don't really give a shit about your bag. They're going to toss it around. So you want to keep these safe. Make sure they're padded.
Yeah, I've had to do this at times when I wasn't home and I had to I had the cigars that I brought with me and it was in a duffel bag and I was driving on a road trip. I just put them in my little bag and I would put them in between. Like if I had a sweatshirt or like a lot of t-shirts, just put it right in between. It keeps it nice and padded and you're good to go.
If you're really worried and really concerned, just wrap them in bubble wrap. Put them in the Ziploc bag. Put a couple wraps of bubble wrap. Just like if you're shipping those cigars and you put them in a cardboard box to somebody, one of your friends overseas or your friends long distance, you're shipping them, wrap them in bubble wrap.
Or even a sock.
Something.
A sock will do it justice.
Oh, yeah.
Now, still on the lower end, something a little bit more of a harder shell. What else do you got?
Tupperware, baby.
Oh.
So we talked about this on how to store cigars. Got a little schmutz there.
No.
We talked about how to store cigars, and you can use this to store cigars if you have excess and you don't have room in your humidor. You can use these. You can also use this as a travel case. Some of the travel cases, they're about the same size as this. They might be a little different shape. Mm-hmm. But essentially, just put your cigars in here with a Bovita pack. Eric, throw some cigars in there. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, and a Bovita.
And a Bovita, just like that. You put the top on, and bang. Now, if I throw this around, the cigars aren't going to get damaged. Now, is this 100% secure if I drop it out of a fucking airplane?
No.
Probably not. But it's going to be more secure than the plastic bag.
I would definitely feel pretty secure in my backpack, my duffel bag. If I didn't pack it properly, I still got some faith that this will hold up.
So now, the next level up, now we're moving into hard cases that are actually designed for cigars. They're not just makeshift like a plastic bag or a Tupperware. We have a simple, this is a 3-finger cigar case. Could be 2 fingers depending on the size of the cigar, but all it is, you'll see a lot of these is it's got 2 sleeves or 2 cases that slide together like that.
I mean, you can get these anywhere. You can get them at your local shop. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them basically anywhere you go. You just put in small travel cigar case or cigar holder, and you'll see these everywhere you go. You can't miss it. And it's a pretty good alternative.
And these are actually a little bit more luxurious, I guess. If you're going out to an event, let's say you're wearing a suit, you want to bring a couple cigars, this will slide easily in your suit jacket. And it looks a little bit more classy to pull this out and to pop your cigars out like this than it does with a Ziploc bag.
Oh, you know what I mean, like this?
Or pulling out a Tupperware. Do you absolutely need this? No. Actually, I think that the Tupperware and the plastic bag is going to be more airtight than this thing because this actually doesn't have a seal. This is just a suction that keeps it closed.
It's much more for like short term. If like you're going like for a day or just for the night or something. I mean, it's not really built for long term travel. Ziploc in a Glad Tupperware box will definitely do the more justice of it.
And with these there isn't a lot of space to put your lighter and your cutter. I mean, if you have some of the bigger ones, I mean, we have one of these cutters, you might be able to slide it in there like that and then put this on top, okay? It doesn't have a lot of space, so you're going to have to maybe sacrifice one cigar to get a little bit more space, but these do the trick, like Eric said. If you're not traveling far, you just want to hold your cigars, put them in your suit pocket, and you're good to go.
So now we're kind of upping the ante a little bit more. With a leather case like this, it's still almost a 3, 4, depending on what kind of cigar you have, that you can put your cigars, and you can put a plastic bag in here. Sometimes it comes with a 3 or 4 finger tray. Keep a little section here for your cigars and lighters. A little more convenient, but again, if you want to talk about long term and keeping your cigars fresh, this probably isn't the case. But this is another alternative where if you're going for a day, maybe 2 days, this will do the trick. If you know you're only going to smoke 2 or 3 cigars, here you go. And you don't have to worry about putting your cutters, your lighters anywhere else. You can put it right in a nice little pocket, and you're good to go. So now we're getting out into a little more longer travel, a little more durable, something that will hold your cigars properly and keep them fresh and humidified properly. It's going to look something like this or like that. You know, a plastic travel case with the little locking mechanism that keeps it nice and enclosed. It has a little styrofoam cushion, so if your cigars do get banged around a little bit, they're not going to get too beat up. They're going to get a little soft. They're going to hit the little cushion like a pillow. You're putting your face right on the pillow.
You got to let those cigars, you got to let them rest.
You got to let them breathe. Of course, you got to put a Bovita pack in there, but these are probably the best way to travel with cigars, and they all come in different sizes. Like this one, I could probably fit 5 to 10, what kind of cigars I'm going with. This one, what do you think?
Probably like 15 cigars. It all depends on the size that you're going with. Or you can even step it up a notch and go to the big boy, which this is my favorite. This is the one that I always travel with. I mean, we're big cigar smokers, so we're always traveling with nothing less than, probably 8 cigars. I mean, I'm always got 10 cigars. I go to a barbecue, I bring freaking 10 cigars. So this one has got the 2 latches, just like the other ones do. This one actually has some space for your cutter, your lighter, some matches. Has some space on top if you want to put a poker in there. You want to put, like you can see, I have some stickers. And then it actually has an airtight with a gasket that goes around that you can put your cigars in. Now, I don't have anything in here, but you got to put a Bovita pack as well. But I like this one because I can fit a ton of cigars. I can keep them airtight. I close them up like this. And to be quite honest, I've dropped this so many times and nothing happens to the cigars.
Same with this. I mean, when you have something with a hard shell like that, I mean, you have to drop it from the Empire State Building for it to get really messed up. I mean, I've dropped this plenty of times, and my cigars have been okay. And a fun little fact, if you are traveling with a Ziploc bag or a Glad piece of plastic, and you can't fit your cutter or your lighter in here, get a little Velcro pocket like this. I mean, this gets the job done. I have a cigar cutter in here. I have a cigar stand, and I have my cigar lighter. I mean, I always put this in here, but if I'm just packing 1 cigar or 2 cigars, I can just put this right in my pocket or right in my coat pocket, and it's good to go. It's very easy, convenient, and it's probably the way I would recommend of traveling with your little tools for your cigars.
So now you got a way to pack your cigars, you got a way to travel with them. If you're traveling on a plane, you might not be able to bring certain cutters and certain lighters.
Definitely not a torch. I've gotten mine taken away from the airports.
You don't want to bring those. If you're traveling on the road, you can bring whatever you want. But what I recommend is get one of these little cheapo guillotine cutters. These, you can bring them on a plane. As long as it doesn't have a removable blade, you can bring it. These don't have a removable blade. These will get through every time. But for the one chance that it doesn't get through, it's only $1. Like, these things are super cheap. You can get them on Amazon for less than like $1.
A gas station,
you
anywhere.
know, they're super cheap. So if worse comes to worse, they do confiscate it or you lose it, you're not going to be heartbroken.
Yeah. And I mean, I recommend also just, if you have 3, maybe 1 or 2, 3 cases, just buy one for each. That way, if you grab it, you already know a cigar lighter and a cigar cutter is already in there, so you don't have to worry about bringing your high-end stuff or just forgetting in general.
And another tip is bring some matches, okay? We don't recommend using regular matches because they don't hold the flame long enough for you to light your cigar. But in a pinch, if your lighter does get confiscated at the airport, you don't want to be stuck without anything. Just bring a set of matches like this. You can always just light 1, 2, 3 matches, get your cigar going. But these aren't going to get confiscated. This most likely won't get confiscated. So you just get 2 of these. This together is probably... These are free. You can get these at any freaking high-end restaurant. These are $1. So for $1, you have your set. And you can cut and light your cigar. You throw those in your case. You don't have to worry about it.
I mean, even if you want to bring long matches through the airport, which I have before, I've gotten my whole cigar case ripped open, and they said, "What is this?" And I said, "It's long matches." As long as it's not strikeable anywhere matches, you can get through most airports. I mean, I've gotten every airport I went through, I've been able to bring long matches, travel with them everywhere. So as long as they're not strikeable anywhere, you're good to go.
Another little tip is, let's say you can't get those long matches. Let's say this is all you have. What we like to do is we always like to light our cigars with cedar strips. Now, these actually come in your cigars. When you buy a cigar box, you'll actually have a cedar sleeve that comes in there. So I've actually taken them, I just slice them up. I cut them into little strips like this. So you can grab a couple of these and throw them in your humidor with them. These aren't going to get confiscated. This is just wood. So you can throw those in there with it. Throw your matches in there. I'm talking shit all over the place.
I mean, yeah, it's good because,
you know what I'm saying? But
even if you don't want to, even if you don't feel comfortable bringing matches or a lighter with you when you're traveling through the air, just bring cedar strip matches, because wherever hotel or restaurant that you're gonna go to probably has a box of matches that you can just grab for free and just light these up, and you're good to go. That's all it takes. It's very easy. Don't feel too worried about what you got to bring. You can bring a plastic bag. You can bring a Tupperware case. You can almost bring anything. Just make sure that you have some kind of humidifying system within wherever you're bringing, and you're good to go. I mean, that's all it takes.
So that's how you travel with cigars safely, how to keep them fresh, and how to make sure that you have the proper tools to enjoy your cigar when you finally get to your destination. So thank you for watching this class at the Burndown Academy. I'm Justin.
I'm Eric. Class is adjourned.